I'm starting this off with a statement. The term Noetisexual was coined by Michonne Neal. I'm going to share her PayPal Me page in the comments. As much as my needs are, hers are much more dire. This might change by the time I'm recording this, but I will admit to a lot of white fragility as well as struggle with my own mental health issues. And after something I did, said, posted, shared on Facebook, Michonne unfriended me. I don't know what specifically, or even if it's just the color of my skin and my racialized identity. I'm still unlearning the racism I was raised with, plus the simple fact of being a white person living in a white supremacy. Z explains how noetisexual is a better term than sapiosexual. I believe that if you donate to her Patreon, if you can find it, you'll get to read the whole thing. But it was hard enough for me to go looking for the PayPal Me. I don't have the matchsticks in me for any more looking. Unfortunately, people had stolen her intellectual property, so Z had to protect herself at one point by making a lot of her articles into patron-only available. And before you get any further, I am using Michonne's pronouns, Z-E and H-I-R. Well, there isn't any agreement that I know of on how to pronounce H-I-R. That doesn't give a reason, in my opinion, not to respect someone's pronouns. Please pause me now if you're able to donate to an amazing Black, non-binary writer. So I hope by this point that you've located Michonne's article or articles. Now I'm going to continue on with my understanding of her writing. Intelligence is such a small piece of people's internal landscapes. As someone who is a survivor of various traumas, is neurodivergent, is bipolar, I have a lot of problems that can disguise and complicate how intelligent I may seem. That all meant that Michonne's theory of noetisexuality resonated with me. Somewhere after reading that, I started to think about my characters and how close I am to them. I don't remember why non-penetrative sex was on my mind, but it was, and Audrey responded. Let me give you a little summary. Spoilers ahead about my Vala story verse, by the way. Skip ahead to the timestamp I will provide once I've finished recording this, if you don't want to read them or hear them. Audrey's story runs importantly throughout the Vala's story verse. She is the woman who helped the queen as a desperate teen in need, and then once he was the age of consent, she taught him how to be a dominant and submissive. She's a beautiful Black transgender woman, originally from the U.S. South, although she's been living in New York City since probably her early 20s. She has her own family of submissives who have submitted to her. Yes, I'm being a terrible author here and mixing verb tenses. Audrey is now a 68-year-old woman. We had a moment when I did the math and figured out that I had been thinking her only 35. When she asked if her age of 68 mattered, I said, not one bit. Whether you listen to the spoilers on Audrey's background or not, let me get back to that non-penetrative sex thing. I was thinking about ways to have sex that don't include penis or phallic object inserted into hole. Audrey put forward that she and I could have sex that didn't include penetration. I don't remember hesitating to question the logistics of her proposal. Nope, my question was about my agreements about polyamory with my master, as well as her polyamory agreements with her submissives. But once the polyamory part was behind us, what about the logistics of sexual intercourse? I've written many pages of romance and sex. Sometimes they were entirely fictional, sometimes they even included me and what I'd done or hoped to do. I'd already written dreams of what it would be like to have sex with various characters from the Vala's Storyverse. The idea of having sex with Audrey, in my mind, never seemed odd or impossible to me. Why limit reality? Plenty of religions ask us to believe things that we can't see with our eyes normally. I argued not too long ago, well, doesn't Audrey have a soul? If one believes in a soul, and I'm not entirely convinced one way or the other, but whatever animation I have, she has. The only difference is that I have a flesh and blood body and she doesn't. I stand by that. Audrey is as real as I am. She has more backstory, to use the writerly term, than I've even thought of. She often behaves in ways I don't expect. Wouldn't want if I was an author fully in charge of a character's story. My daughter teases me about your fake girlfriend. While the majority of her relationships have been long distance and primarily online, using some form of technology to be together, like going to bed while on Skype, the notion that Audrey doesn't have a physical body makes the whole question of a relationship with her invalid to my daughter. And I get it. Most people don't find my relationship with Audrey valid. I used to call Audrey my character/girlfriend to explain to people that she doesn't have a physical body. I don't think that validity was an active part of my mind when I talked with her about just saying my girlfriend. However, I do call her my girlfriend now, and our minds connect even if her mind is within my mind. What are we doing on social media if not connecting with other people? And I'm now wandering. Hopefully a friend can read this before I turn it into a vlog and tell me why I started wandering, if that's possible. Edited to add, my friend was wise. Have you ever thought about why your relationship with Audrey is important to you? She asked. I'll link the vlog answering that question once it's made. So, the same old. Well, not quite, as I'm going to put my links in the description again, since my transcripts are normally long enough now to require being in a comment. But please subscribe, because uploading on the same day each week just doesn't work in my life. You can also use the alert button to find out when I post. And please consider supporting my writing and vlogging. I have Patreon and Ko-fi pages. Speaking of my writing, among my links is my website, where you can read my writing, often more graphic than what I share in my vlogs. There I tend to manage posting Monday and Wednesday for blog hops. I hope you enjoyed my curious babble and learned something thanks to Michonne. Thanks for stopping by. Please take care of yourself.